Hello and welcome back to Oh, the Things I've Seen. And here we are in Skyrim Anniversary Edition. This is part 3 of the Librarian playthrough, and currently we are in Bleak Falls Barrow. So we're just going to continue on here, and we should be coming up against our first Draugr. The Draugr are basically undead warriors. So they'd be similar to zombies, but not quite zombies. I believe there are zombies in this game now. They were added as part of the Creation Club. But as you can see there, one of them is currently asleep, so I'm going to try and get a sneak attack on him, if I can. And back up. So those enemies aren't very difficult. I am playing, just to show you, I am playing on expert difficulty. I'm not playing on survival mode, but there are two more levels of difficulty that I may or may not go up, depending on how difficult later enemies are. I will try my best to kind of keep on the same line as the enemies. Always worth checking these bodies for gold and other items. The wrapped ones are also lootable. Any skeleton that looks like this isn't going to contain any loot. Did I miss one here? Yeah. So this area here has our first trap as well. So as you can see there on the floor, there's a trap. So if I was to stand on that door would close on me and I would probably die. So I'm going to try and avoid that as best I can by going around it. I will perhaps use this to take out some of these bad guys if I can. This next one is quite tougher than the last. So we might just use the trap to our advantage here. If he will walk over it, hopefully. Nope, didn't get it. That's cool. I might be able to get him on the way back. If I avoid it, will he walk into it? Yep, so there you go. Devastating. So that would have probably been my first death in the game if I'd walked into that trap. Skirmisher's Potion. Increase light armor skill by 10 points for 60 seconds. I'll take that, but I won't be using it because I'm not wearing light armor. I'm wearing the mage robes that I put on myself in the last video. So let's get back to sneaking. We'll take that. And yeah, so this is our first kind of example of the slightly tougher enemies that are in the tougher than wolves anyway. But we might be able to get this other guy to walk into the trap, perhaps, as long as I don't accidentally do it myself. Always good fun. So let's see, I'll take those. That's worth a bit of gold, so we'll take that. So yeah, just try and avoid those traps. There is a perk later on in the game that you can get where you won't set off those traps. I don't know why I took that there, but yeah, it'll basically mean you can walk over those traps without setting them off, which is quite handy because a lot of the traps are one hit and you're done kind of traps. Yeah, make sure you're looting everything. I believe there's a chest up here. Yep. So jump up. So yeah, hopefully there's been a few comments. I've kind of my first broken lockpick. I've recorded episode 2 and episode 3 one after the other. So I haven't really had a chance to check any comments if there are any on the second video. But if there are, I will be checking them as often as they show up and seeing if anybody wants me to do anything in the game that they want to see, or if I haven't done it before, I'll definitely give it a go. But I might actually be cheeky here and drop a quick save, because this can be... fantastic. Did it without getting hurt. So there I can turn the trap off there, and those will stay up there. So another trap here, that pot there will fall down and explode. So I'm going to try and lure an enemy to that pot and see if I can get hit by it. Let's see. Fail. That was a close one. That'll teach me for trying to be clever. Luckily we have some healing potions. Not too bad. We'll take his gold and gold necklace. That's too heavy. But there's a few more of those pots now in the next room, so we should be able to use them to our advantage. If I can walk up and then hit these pots, they will light the floor here. So as you can see, they burn everything that is in the area, so even these guys will take fire damage as they come into it. But yeah, hopefully you're enjoying this series. We might come across a few more books for me to read in this episode, but I'm just going to try and get as far as I can into Bleak Falls. I'd imagine this is probably going to be at least 4 videos to complete this dungeon. It's quite a large dungeon. So here we are. These are graves, so as you can see, right. Hopefully I can not too much hassle. Here, no, chest. So take all of that stuff and continue on our way down here. The lighting in these games as well. The indoors are in some cases nicer to look at than some of the outdoors, but we'll harvest some glowing mushrooms, and they are used, actually, is it these that are used for invisibility potions? Let's have a look. I might have picked up some new, no, resist shock, okay, and thistle is used to damage stamina. Yeah, just even these kind of areas where the light from outside is shining through is really, really lovely. We'll take all of that. And see how I'm doing on carry weight 241. But yeah, there's a few of these claws out in there, so... Oh, and I got another level. I think I was saying in the previous video, the claws are made of different things, and the dungeons aren't all going to be this size, but they are usually a good sized dungeon, so we'll just level up and continue using Magicka and Destruction again. I'm going to go to dual casting, which means my shock magic will do a little bit more damage, considering that I have the shock in both hands. I'm not using a shield in my left hand or anything, so forgive me if I'm sniffling. I have a little bit of a cold. I'm trying not to sniffle too much on the video. But as you can see, the map marker is moving a little bit, so it means we're coming closer to the entrance to the next area of this barrow. And I believe there's just one enemy up here, so shouldn't be too hard. We will try and sneak as much as we can so that we can get him. A tougher enemy. Oh, quite a tougher enemy. Let's see if we can use the environment to our advantage here. Can't get him. Quite a few chests in this area as well, and slightly higher level chests. But as you can see down the bottom, where it says 21 and 22, that shows you that you're getting experience for unlocking these chests. And in some cases, it's actually worth breaking a few lockpicks and just doing it on purpose so that you actually get more XP from trying to open a chest, especially a master chest or a harder chest. It's a kind of a quick way to gain a little bit of XP and level up a little bit faster. But here we are in the inner sanctum of Bleak Falls Barrow. As I think I said in my first video, I do know this game quite well, but to be honest, not like the back of my hand. So there are bound to be a few surprises. Okay. This area is going to be full of silver, so just drop a quick save here. No, it didn't manage the first time. Hit. Just easy enough, but that's also alerted. Yeah, using magic makes noise, obviously, so once you do cast a spell, it is going to alert anyone in the vicinity to your presence. But as you can see, there's a few hanging pots there, so once the enemies make their way down, I might have to hit those pots and maybe use them too much. What can you do? Run. There might still be one, so once I get back to the inside I will go back to sneaking. Potion of resist cold. Anything in these? No. Sometimes there's bodies in the crypts as well that you can loot. I'm not going to chance walking over that because sometimes they are a fall trap with spikes at the bottom. And nothing here. So we will continue onwards, and there's another one of these pots here, which means that more likely than not there's an enemy up ahead. Or maybe I was supposed to use that pot on the others, but oh yeah, looks like my shock damage is a little bit stronger than I might try knocking those things off just using the magic from one hand. But so here we are. We are at the door, so I get to explain to you all exactly how the claw works. So as you can see here, activate keyhole, and you can see there are 3 rings. So the 3 rings need to be aligned in the correct way to activate the keyhole. So the first time I played this game, I wandered around looking at all these murals and just couldn't figure it out, and it was only when I went back into my inventory and actually looked at the golden claw itself, you can see that there are the 3 keys on the inside of the claw. So that's why it said in whose journal was it? In Arvel's journal, that the when you have the golden claw, the solution is in the palm of your hands. So that's what he meant by that. So we can see that the key to get in is bear, moth, owl. So we just go back here and activate the outer ring. And just keep going until we have the correct ones, and then you just need to press activate keyhole. Once you have the golden claw or whatever claw in your inventory, it'll automatically just activate the keyhole. So here we are at the final area of Bleak Falls Barrow. To the best of my knowledge, this is the final area. Usually contains a word wall where I will be getting a part of a shout. Most shouts are, I think, 3 words to get the full shout, but there should be a boss here, so this is probably going to be a difficult fight. Just going to keep quiet here and see if I can hear any. No, I think it's just me and the bats at the moment, but once I go up here that will all change. Or maybe not. Or maybe it's when I actually get the words here. So yeah, once you're within a few feet of the word wall, you will learn your first shout. So that should mean this guy will activate, and couple off, so as you can see his health is quite high, and he can also shout, which is what you heard there. So I'm just going to kite him a little bit, bring him around the map, as before. Use the environment to my advantage. I jumped over here, but there he did. He hit me with his shout. Yeah, just gonna bring him back and forth until my magicka regenerates. Try and you only get a little bit hurt by the shouts themselves because they stagger you. Oh, I took a hit there. Just bring him back over here. And once he gets back up here, I should have enough magicka to finish him. So that's the first, well, second boss, including the giant spider that we fought. So we also pick up the dragon stone. We'll be going into exactly what that is a bit later on. But the ancient sword of cold is our first enchanted weapon that we've collected. So target takes 5 points of frost damage to health and stamina. So we'll be using that a bit later on to upgrade our enchanting. So I'm going to keep that until we find an enchanting table, and I'm going to disenchant that, which means I'm destroying the sword, but I'm learning that enchantment, which means I can then put that enchantment onto another item, or it'll be another weapon that I can put that enchantment onto. So I'm definitely taking that. We'll take the rest of this stuff here, and then just finish filtering anything else that is here. And here we have our first boss chest. So this usually has some decent items in it. So a hunting bow and a necklace of minor haggling. So that means if I put that necklace on when I'm in a shop, I will be getting 12% more for the items that I sell, and I will be purchasing items for 12% less than they are as standard. So worth having that. I'll be sure to put that on and use it when I get back to Riverwood and back to the store. To complete this mission, I need to return to the Riverwood trader to tell them that I've got their golden claw back. So here we are at the Skyrim door, as it has come to be known. This will basically bring me back. It means I don't have to go through the entire dungeon over again. It'll bring me back to a closer doorway to be able to come out. Now, not all dungeons will have a Skyrim door, but this one just happens to have one. Okay, so here we are, and it's coming up to dawn by the looks of things. So we'll leave it here, and in the next video we'll return to Riverwood, and I'll do a bit of selling and return the golden claw to its previous owner, or maybe keep it for myself. I haven't decided yet. But thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you in the next time on Oh, the Things I've Seen. Bye now.